Jake.
Hello, Ibo?
This better be important. You know that I'm giving a presentation today.
Ibo!
Grandma was just arrested by the police!
You haven't changed at all. You're still a heartless witch!
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. I'm Jasmine Erujak.
And I'm Kamela Guare. Join me later in the sports segment.
In this edition, Pangu split due to differences in opinion. Raicoast signs with YWAM medical ship. And Gurias give Iso a baptism of fire.
The Australian government announced on Monday that it would provide $2.5 million in humanitarian assistance to support PNG's response to the landslide in Enga province. Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles, Australia's Defence Force, would be working closely with the Papua New Guinea Defence Force to assist with the response. Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong said the package would assist with the urgent needs of the people affected. ABC Australia reports that bodies are slowly being pulled out from under the rubble and earth in after the massive landslide swallowed dozens of homes on Friday. Footage filmed by a local priest, Father Stephen Yange, shows men in the remote Highlands region digging through the rubble with shovels, sticks and their bare hands. Multiple UN agencies, the Papua New Guinea Defence Force and a small number of aid agencies are in the region offering help. The Media Development Initiative, or MDI, in commemoration of the World Menstrual Day, facilitated an interaction between media and local civil society organizations for girls and women to understand and accept menstruation as a normal part of life. The interaction was aimed at introducing a user-friendly app called Oki for young girls who experience their first monthly period.
MDI Partnership Coordinator Deborah Alois welcomed the media partners and the CSOs and introduced the purpose of the event. PNG lacks appropriate information on menstruation and is causing a lot of stress and discrimination. Introducing Oki app online will help girls accept having period as a normal part of life. The girls are often stigmatized and often excluded from daily activities because of their monthly periods. This makes it hard for them to go to school or to get engaged in everyday activities. The Oki app is an educational product that includes an open-source mobile application and period tracker that provides menstrual health and hygiene and sexual reproductive health information to adolescent girls. It is available now in 12 countries in the world, and Papua New Guinea will be the 13th. Save the Children PNG is taking the lead in the Oki project by adopting the app to local context, including it being translated into Tok Pisin, as well as localizing the avatars in the app. Civil society organization partners present included Segor Network, Water Aid PNG, Save the Children PNG, Mary Day Educational Services, as well as WASH partners, which included UNICEF PNG, Department of Education, and the National Department of Health. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
Queen Pads, in partnership with Water Aid PNG, also marked World Menstrual Hygiene Day today to raise awareness about menstrual care, combat period stigma, and advocate for inclusive, period-friendly facilities.
World Menstrual Hygiene Day was commemorated with a significant event hosted by Queen Pads in partnership with WaterAid PNG in Port Moresby. Supported by Queen Pads Impact Funds and the Australian Network NGO Cooperation Program, the event aimed to raise awareness about menstrual care, combat period stigma, and advocate for inclusive, period-friendly facilities. The event themed Together for a Period-Friendly World and Menstrual Shine for Action. Anne Shirley Korave, founder of Queen Pads, launched the Pacific Menstrual Health Network's advocacy video, Pacific Period Story, intended to influence decision-makers on menstrual health rights.
This day was initiated by WASH United, a German-based NGO, in 2013 and first observed in 2014. The theme for this year's Menstrual Hygiene Day is Together for a Period-Friendly World. Millions of women and girls around the world are prevented from reaching their full potential just because they menstruate. On 28 May, we unite that change. We unite to change that. Menstrual Hygiene Day brings together non-profit organizations, governments, the private sector, and millions of individuals. Together, we increase awareness and action towards our common goal, which is for a period-friendly PNG and for a period-friendly world. This event's theme is Menstrual Shine for Action. And we hope for a PNG where the taboos and stigma surrounding menstruation are history.
The Menstrual Shine segment featured models from DFM agency conveying key messages before transitioning to panel discussions. Two panels consisting of prominent figures in PNG's menstrual health sector addressed the challenges and needs of menstruation and discussed potential solutions for a period-friendly PNG and the world. The event also included a menstrual skit performed by youths from Pari Village and an info booth walkthrough organized by the Menstrual Hygiene Community of Practice in Port Moresby. Carol Kidu Jr., TVWAN News.
Raicoast District has signed a MOU with youth with a mission to provide medical services from its medical ship over a 3-year period to the people there. Member for Raicoast, Kessi Sawang, announced this at Basamuk during the launch of the copper factory 2 weeks ago.
Minister Sawang outlined the district's health plans to the people of Raicoast in her term in office. She indicated that an agreement was signed with the famous Youth with a Mission, or YWAM medical ship, to be docked on the shores of Raicoast for 3 years to serve the people.
One ship we all get a dock next operating theater one more get a staff on the ship. So I think next week checked already now. We have a working presentation. So now ship have come na staff lo here. 2 weeks and basanap lo basis lo basam lo kind of same. So you all get a sick man lo here. You come si album lo this la. Bien embago lo bilia. Bien embago lo side Long Island kind of same. So this land is securing this land deal want them all for 3 years.
The aim is to provide better health care and facilities to her people in Raicoast District. The district will also sign an MOU with the Provincial Health Authority for better health care delivery. Member Sawang is thankful that the District Development Authority has approved this life-saving initiative to proceed with funds allocated for this operation. The funding has also been secured to build a hospital in Saido LLG over the 3-year period while the YWAM ship is servicing the district.
So health, me like you help them as one time, put in something in the district because time you meet sick, dogo lao sick na you meet die. Sometimes you meet a dogo name or poison him. Now you may want to grab him trouble. So me like him all get to happen. Housing must stop, doctor must stop, nurse must stop. You sick, first thing you looking what housing must stop. You see marasin, housing must get marasin.
Alice Peter, TV1 News.
In addition, Minister Sawang also announced the availability of a 10 million kina funding for the construction of the Seda to Basamok Road, with Seda being the central station accessible to all the local level government regions. She plans to continue developing on that to see that it becomes a township and people do not need to travel into Medang town.
So, Mipla must connect him. Basamo Quante Siroi, Basamo Quante Saido na border. Why you mean like connecting this lapastem? Because district administration staplo Saido. Walk Lausik, walk Lol, get something Didiman, one police, all staplo Saido.
Living in the remote middle Ramu ranges has always been a challenge for locals, especially farmers. People here depend on air transport to bring their produce to the markets. Unfortunately, this is not always cost-effective for the people. To help relieve this burden, member for Middle Ramu Council Harawai Kamdaru has been subsidizing airfares for his people.
Middle Ramu district is mainly accessible only by air transport. However, most of the airstrips are closed or run down and in need of urgent maintenance. Currently, there are 6 airstrips in operation, most of them located in the Kovan local level government, like Mamusi, Sangapi, Dusin, and Simbai.
Ijalo Kovan Dusin Sangapi, Elu Mamusi na Sangapi Dusun na Gebrau. People got this last trip. Balos come one time. Time looking was a Narapla program. I'm not time booking in a full on say come. But time looking booking full on say delay. So all planting or supply or school or something. I'm just stop here. Na Simba mi plakato sem center pro all so balos em around 24 hours. Na 3 times a day. So almost so. We planning long travel or only giving me black all report long.
A one-way airfares cost more than 400 kina, which an average villager is unable to afford. They resort to walking for a few distance to get to the nearest station to sell their produce. The Middle Ramu District Development Authority announced an air freight subsidy of 500,000 kina for this year to MAF to subsidize travel for the Middle Ramu people.
Previous government been stopped and been subsidizing air freight. Now Mipla still continue now. Last year Mipla put in 500,000. But Mipla signed an agreement underneath the MAF company and we been signing with the September. But between the September come long. Now May you missed up. Balus company only took also Mipla exhausting this 500,000 Mipla finish, but only no giving Mipla action report blow. How will he spend it? Mipla spend it.
While Kamdaru is ready to subsidize the airfares, he has also indicated that he is still waiting for last year's subsidy report from MAF. Rabbi Paul, a youth from Sangapi, talked about the challenges that locals face when trying to transport their coffee bags produced to nearby stations.
Life me plus facing lealo midaramu na especially me plus kobo na midaramu no for allergies emosem lo chim economic development like all income lo all really go money on slakain lo lokati mo school pininina lokati mo living standard lo family em sahade so we get all development like really resource we me plakate like pig na lili ko fish bone or coffee we me plakat leya me plus current no about leya golo paya ruti road no.
The announcement of the subsidy was welcomed by the people there. Susan Oriape, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. After the break, Paita says move to opposition is based on differences of opinion and Parliament adjourns to Wednesday 10 a.m.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open hands.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bungim Yumi.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Thanks for staying with us. Parliament has adjourned to Wednesday 10 a.m. after a very short session after 2 p.m. today. Speaker Job Pomat adjourned the Parliament after Leader of Government Business Peter Siamaleli Jr. moved the motion with support from government.
Parliament resumed today at a snail's pace. Members of Parliament from both sides entered the chamber late. Governor for New Ireland, Sir Julius Chen, was the first to take his seat before other members of the opposition moved in, followed by the government MPs. The Speaker opened the session by urging the government to make available more funds to the Parliament in order to effectively operate fully.
You mean looking Parliament or some legally can work department of government? You know, behind the Mama Law, Blue country or some Parliament, I'm number one hand block government. Over the law, you mean implement him now that when I'm desperate houses come up. Yet, you mean looking more same. And one legally handle. Close to all the fortnight. Maybe I must go. Officer, clerk na line go na go sing out lo lobsa blue email upside lo treasury na one lo money kala Parliament. Time mama lo country. I'm don't know. And we must give him. Government must give him. Money will Parliament no operate. Now you will assembly install happy, you will two stop inside lo this decision, you will make it. Now you may all get a masare ma.
Pomat also clarified the process and procedures of the anticipated vote of no confidence.
It's a vote of no confidence and we got process flung and by go through. You know, tete you will look at me black I'm said number vote come up noga. He got process lo behind him. Usada li got interest of this flow work, lo siap lo prime minister like sim na sensim government. Then comes Trinde, you will have Papua New Guinea. Trinde, MD we pro private members of business. So that committee, lo private notice paper number establish notice paper lo one week. So was he mean also? Tete notice paper come up tomorrow morning. And now tomorrow, 3 days, and private members' business now. So private members committee by look this plan. Now when talk sabe suppose over the something in order. Now but clerk talk sabe tomorrow. Also he got just a notice of buoyancy and stop no notice paper. And then you can come back after 1 week, 7 day. Nambai come up. The notice paper, lo Thursday, ponde. Tomorrow 3 day, ponde. You come up, lo notice paper. Now 1 week, nar la ponde lo weekend up. Now, but this la vote of no confidence can come up.
With different reactions from both sides of the House, anticipating a normal session of Parliament today, leader of the government business, Peter Tsiamalili Jr., moved the motion to adjourn Parliament to Wednesday 10 a.m. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Member for Finchafen and the opposition Prime Minister nominee Rainbow Paita has clarified that they are still part of Pangu Party. In a press conference this afternoon, following today's Parliament sitting, Paita said differences in opinion had resulted in the defection to the other side of the House.
The former leader of government business and member for Finchafen, Rainbow Paita, clarified in this afternoon's press conference that differing views had resulted in their decision to take a different approach, and that is to move to the opposition camp.
Thus you find us in the opposition with like-minded leaders who share this floor now. And I want to thank, when my team came out, Sir John Pundari with the Liberal Party joined us together and moved as a single unit. As I said yesterday, when people can talk about it, but what do you do? And we've been speaking about issues in the government, and when we agreed, some stayed back. And I want to place on record also my greatest appreciation to the 14 guys who are with me. One strong iron lady member for North Bougainville, and 13 strong leaders who placed their ministry portfolios on the line, who placed personal relationships. And I can agree with Governor Bird when he says it's nothing personal. We just want some things to change. Yeah? It's nothing personal against someone. And coming from me, I should be the last one to make this move. And I don't know why some of our brothers are still sitting on the other side.
Paita further thanked Isipik Governor Alan Bird, opposition leader Douglas Tomuriesa, and other members in the opposition for having the confidence in him and bestowing on him custody over the nominee position. Two members of Pangu Party, who had initially joined the opposition camp at Sanctuary Hotel, had moved back to government a few hours before the resumption of today's Parliament session. They are TVWAN MP Dr. Kobi Bomareo and member for Kokopo, Ereman Tobaining Jr. The opposition has also confirmed that they are yet to resubmit the notice of the motion of vote of no confidence, which was refused twice in February 14th and the 20th, respectively. They say that they are taking their time to make sure that they get it right this time. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News.
From the 18 members of the government who defected to the opposition on Saturday, the 25th of May, 6 returned back to the government camp between the 26th and the 27th of May. Housing Minister and member for Tewai Siasi, Dr. Kobi Bomario, returned this morning to join the Loloata camp. The opposition also saw movement of MPs into the camp, with member for Pomio Elias Kapavore and Huon Gulf MP Jason Peter joining the team.
The activities of Saturday night left the country stunned as the finance minister and leader of government business, Rainbow Paita, led a group of 17 MPs out from government and into opposition. After meeting at the Crown Hotel, the team relocated to Sanctuary Hotel. However, 6 members returned to the government camp that was camped at the Loloata Island Resort over the weekend. They included the mining minister, Mugua Dilu, member for Kapasaki Soloma, member for Port Moresby North East, John Kaupa, sports minister Don Polye, Wake Goy, and Ereman Tobaining Jr.
Let me be honest with you. I've tried to become a nobody in the political arena that I'm emotionally not attached to anything. I just want to be a leader. I am a nobody. I am nothing. in terms of emotional attachment to anything. I want to be just a sincere, true leader to provide and guide to other leaders.
Housing Minister Kobi Bomaria returned this morning before the Parliament session at 2 p.m. The government, having had 90 MPs, has now been reduced to more than 70, including coalition partners. The opposition numbers stand between 35 and 40, and with the continuous movement of MPs, numbers are likely to change on both sides. Prime Minister James Marape acted swiftly on Sunday to decommission Rainbow Paita as Finance Minister, officially stripping him of this portfolio. This was followed by the release of another gazettal notice today, where 4 other government ministers were decommissioned. They include Housing Minister Dr. Kobi Bomario, Sports Minister Don Pollier, Tourism Minister E.C. Henry Leonard, and Energy Minister Robert Naguri. The notice was published and released despite the Housing and Sports Ministers returning to the government camp. Ruth Rongola, TV1 News.
Meantime, the Independence Boulevard and Convention Center and the back road leading into Parliament House is currently blocked by NCD police. Vehicles with authorized passes were allowed to pass through, while the rest were redirected away from the Parliament vicinity. Police and the military are on the lookout for any law and order issues that may arise from today's sitting and for the following Parliament sitting days. Meanwhile, PNGDF personnel were on standby to assist the police if and when manpower is needed. Approximately about 400 police personnel and 150 PNGDF personnel were on the ground to provide security. According to Northern Command Assistant Commissioner of Police Peter Guinness, the security personnel will provide security all throughout the 2 weeks Parliament sitting. And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at 0.2610 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying 0.2535 US dollars, 0.3780 Australian dollars, 0.2258 euro, and 39.51 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, copper, and crude oil closed higher. The rest closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed unchanged, the ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical karaoke, up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale-raised family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite from us. Tennessee Cola, scale rice on scale, scale price. Tennessee Cola, scale rice on scale, scale price. Amber, you like it?
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin? better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy. So bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Thanks for staying with us. Turning overseas, a marketing unit at a university in Western Australia is taking a unique approach to teaching by bringing in First Nations small business owners to engage directly with its students. The course allows the students and the entrepreneurs to learn from each other, promoting authentic inclusion and reconciliation that's providing benefits for all.
Coming together of commerce and culture.
We have one of our amazing retailers here to join you today. We have Rebecca from Deadly Denim.
Marketing students at Edith Cowan University are working with First Nations business owners like Wajak Balladong woman Rebecca Barlow in an attempt to break down some walls.
It's a safe space for people to ask questions. I often get asked because I'm very fair if I'm allowed to do what I do, and I've never been offended by that. I think that's really great that people ask.
It was really important to learn about the cultural differences and the backgrounds so that we could respectfully represent her business.
The unit employing what's known as a decolonisation approach.
It's a transition from a culture of exclusion to one of inclusion. It disrupts the way we traditionally work and think, and to one that's more inclusive in the way we research, we learn and we teach and we gather and produce knowledge.
There's a saying that I really, really love. Nothing about us without us. It's a really important concept to keep in mind, that if First Nations people are being discussed, we should be included in that discussion.
Nikinya woman and artist Molly West says she learned how best to market her business, Bilia Jinder, and hopes she helped educate the students as well.
I talked to them about being a descendant of the stolen generation, so how that affected me, my connection to culture, and how I represent that through my art.
Teaching university students to have these kinds of conversations empowers them to have these kinds of conversations once they leave uni and challenge that in institutions.
We need to prepare our future graduates with the cultural competence, confidence and knowledge to understand the immense value Indigenous entrepreneurs and communities bring to the table.
A step towards true reconciliation by harnessing the power of education.
Vanuatu Prime Minister Charlotte Salwai is urging all eligible citizens to exercise their constitutional rights by participating in the national referendum and voting on Wednesday. Salwai made this call on Monday during the government's final press conference on the referendum. During the press conference, the head of the government took the opportunity to express the government's satisfaction following the outcome of the Supreme Court decision which saw the dismissal of the two constitutional challenge to the Constitution 8 Amendment Act number 21 of 2023, allowing the referendum to proceed as scheduled. He stressed that the decision affirmed the constitutionality of the Constitution 8 Amendment Act number 21 of 2023. The PM added that this decision has cleared a lot of uncertainties in the minds of voters, but people should now be at rest assured and vote tomorrow. Pro-Palestinian protesters at the Australian National University have moved their encampment ahead of a deadline set by the university to vacate the previous site.
It's quite a subdued atmosphere compared to yesterday, where we saw hundreds of people protest on the lawns of the Canberra area, kind of a central area of the campus here at the ANU. We went down there this morning to have a look, and you wouldn't know there was a protest there yesterday at all. Not one tent, not one sign, not one student or protester, not one scrap of litter. Instead, the students and protesters had a meeting yesterday evening and decided that they would move their camp. It has to be said, in the dead of night and in the very cold conditions. It's still completely freezing here in Canberra, only about 2 degrees. Around 11 o'clock last night, they decided to pack down, move about 100 metres to a slightly different grassed area further into the campus. And that took them about 2 hours. They finished sometime around 1 a.m. Having had that democratic vote, they sat down, they discussed it and decided that they would offer something of an olive branch to the ANU authorities in the hope that their negotiations around divestment from the ANU can continue. They say that their demands haven't changed. Here's what one of the protesters had to say to us just a short time ago.
Our demands for the university to disclose and divest don't change whether we are positioned up here in UniAv or down there in Canberra. We are committed to having our university disclose and divest, and we see this as part of a good faith engagement with the university in the hopes that they will engage in good faith back with us with our demands. There was a lot of discussion about various things. In the end, we did decide overwhelmingly to move.
This area that I'm standing now isn't a fire evacuation point. The issue that the university had with the Canberra lawns was that it was a fire and remains a fire evacuation point. So there's a lot of halls of residence and offices and even businesses that are around that central area. If there's a fire, that's supposedly the point that they evacuate to. Ironically, last night, or actually early this morning, one of those halls of residence did in fact have a fire evacuation. All of the students around 5:30, 6 a.m. did stream out, as they were quite right to do. None of them stood on the lawn. So the fire evacuation point debate will continue, I'm sure. As we understand it, this area is fine. It should also be noted that the businesses around the Canberra lawns where the protest was yesterday are all closed. The ANU offered them compensation if they decided to remain closed, as at last night when the midday deadline today remained in place and quite a considerable protest seemed to be about to take place. They remain closed this morning. It's a bit of a ghost town.
Back home, Total Energies EP PNG Limited, operator of the Papua LNG project, inaugurated 3 community buildings at the government station of Wabo, Baimuru LLG and Kikori District on the 24th of May. The Total Energies Community Development Program aims to improve the livelihoods of households and communities in the project footprint areas.
The main pillars of the program are to strengthen the capacity of local institutions, enhance local livelihood strategies, and enable infrastructure to support community development priorities. In partnership with the Gulf Provincial Health Authority, the Provincial Education Division, the Wabo Ward Development Council 21, and community leaders in Wabo Station, Total Energies decided in 2023 to provide support for the installation of additional infrastructure at Wabo Station to support health and education services in the area. The buildings were constructed by Pacific Development Construction, or PDC, and Digital Foundation, and the material was provided by Rhodes and Atlas Steel. PDC constructed the Health Workers House at Wabo, similar to the house in Poroi 2, which was inaugurated on April 11th. The health worker caters to a population of 1,500 from surrounding villages, Ura, Wabo Village, Wabo Station, and the inland Pauaian communities. The newly built double classroom will significantly improve the learning environment for the students. The community hall provides a central location for various community groups, including women, youth groups, and the Ward Development Committee. Kaokiru Jr., TV1 News.
Women in the Wampar local level government in the Huon Gulf district are asking after the funds promised to them by the Morobe provincial government. The Morobe Women's Council received over 4,000 kina in October 2023 from one of the groups in Gapsongkeg village. However, to date, the village women are yet to hear from the provincial women's representative.
Women in the Wampar local level government of Huon Gulf district are calling on the Morobe provincial government to at least give an update on the 5 million kina that was committed for widows, divorcees, and single mothers on September 6, 2022. The commitment was made by Governor Luther Wenge during the swearing-in of Morobe's 11 members of parliament at Tutumang House 2 years ago. In October 2023, the Wampar women were advised by the Morobe women's representative, Esther Peter, to register before they get their funds. Olga Billy from Gabsongkeg village said they formed their group and affiliated to what is called the Morobe Kirap Women's Association, an association that falls under the Women's Division under Babafi Trust at Tutumang House.
One mama will pay 20 kina blo ID fee, 5 kina blo admin fee, 2 kina blo helping all man who set ok logo na reach out lol mama lo rural areas na talking more lo forming group na come join underneath law this la association law. So 27 kina me pla been paying one head. Inside the group lo me 150 pla mama, so that's like 150 times 27 kina. So far me plan no kisi one pla helping yet lo government.
From Billy's women's group, 4,050 kina was collected and handed to officers from Babafi Trust, a unit set up by the governor to identify and register women who are eligible for the 5 million kina funding support. Another woman from Gabsongkeg, Mariken Maliaki, appealed to Governor Luther Wenge to keep his word, as women in the districts need help with startup capital to start their small businesses, such as the food stalls set up by Wampar women outside the new Nadzab Tomodachi International Airport Terminal.
Now, most of the mothers, most of the members are widows, single mothers. Only find him hard because all you know are where lokisim halibim by halibim all pushing only come out. The other side too, me appeal to you as a member of the UN district, Jason Peter, Governor Honorable Luther Wenge, look savelo mipla come out and people so that people can go inside long financial literacy training where all mama can savelo how lo budgeting money blown, how lo finding markets all yet. How to look out the mouse door blown and move forward out of the system now. As me talked before, me play no got power come inside the place too, me play no got road, you know, silly come inside the place, me play walk about this no more life before me play the problem too, what the supply inside the place.
Terminal. In a recent interview, Governor Wenge attributed the delay in fulfilling his commitments to the lack of support within the provincial administration.
And that ends the news segment. Camilla will be back with all the sporting details, including the Hiri West finals as women and girls vie for a spot in the Central Dabari side.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
The PNG LNG project has a positive and long-lasting impact on the whole country. Revenue is delivered through 5 streams. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Life is filled with unexpected twists and turns. But as a public servant, your healthcare, life insurance, and family security matters most. Introducing the Public Service New Care Association, PSNA. your life's partner in healthcare, life insurance, and guaranteed financial security. With PSNA, you receive quality healthcare services and immediate payment coverage using our smart card. Join the Public Service New Care Association today and experience the benefits that matter most. We are here for you today and tomorrow. PSNA, your partner in health and future security.
Spins around and goes over. Yes, some noise coming out of the stands here, but the Hunters would like to finish off the first half with a bang, yes. And what a bang it is. The captain now. Oh, big shot. Gets up, goes again. And the postman celebration continues. Comes back and Bill tries to duck out of dummy half, and I think he's claiming a try.
Welcome back. The PNG Olympic Committee, in partnership with Chukai Industries Limited, successfully hosted its annual Chukai Fun Run T-shirt auction at the Santos National Football Stadium in Port Moresby over the weekend. The event was a significant success, selling 4,900 T-shirts and raising 122,500 kina.
The Chukai Fun Run T-shirt auction over the weekend was a success, raising an impressive 122,500 kina. The top bidders included Sir Brian Bell Foundation, which secured first place, followed by IBS University and the International Training Institute in second and third place, respectively. Their generous contributions were crucial to the event's success. In addition, the top bidders during the auction received widespread support from numerous attendees and sponsors. Key sponsors for the 2024 Chukai Fun Run include IBS University, Air Niugini, Coral Sea Hotels, Theodis, Trophy House PNG, the National, and Zo's Pieces. Their support played a vital role in the event's success. The funds raised from the auction will be used to support Team PNG and contribute to nation building through sports. The PNG OC expressed gratitude for the support from all contributors, emphasizing the pivotal role these contributions play in promoting sports and development in Papua New Guinea. Karakidu Jr., TV1 Sports.
The Port Moresby men's softball competition leaders, Moni plus Gazelle, escaped their first defeat of the season at the hands of a revamped Brown Eagles with a 2-all draw on Sunday, and still maintain the top rank in the senior men's points table. A foundation club of the city competition, Brown Eagles are on 8 points with 1 win and a draw in their comeback season and have been competitive against other top teams since competition started. Getting their measure against the undefeated front runners, Gazelle, on Sunday was a real testament to the team's character and resilience to step up and be counted. In other results, 7th-placed Stingers got up against 5th-placed Eastern Aces 3-2, United Brothers beat Power 4-3, Saints shut out Defence, and Bears forfeited Aviat Jets 7-0. Meanwhile, the top 5 teams are as follows: Gazelle 13 points, United Brothers 10 points, Bears 8 points, Brown Eagles 8 points, and Eastern Aces 7 points. The Hiri West leg of the Scale Rise Central Dabaris Junior League competition staged its semi-final games over the weekend with some very close results, a key indicator of the competitiveness and wealth of a natural talent out there playing at the junior level. A total of 8 villages from the Hiri West zone are competing in under 13, under 15, under 17 and under 19 divisions, culminating in the outright winners proceeding to the combined zone championship at a date yet to be confirmed.
The Hiri West zone is made up of Kido Lagavas, Bogie Dogs, Koita Cowboys, Siabo Traders, Porebara Tigers, Roku Vipers, Koderica and Buria Reds, with matches being played at Papa and Bora Ovals. In the under-15, Bogie Dogs won 4, defeated Boira Sailors 0. In the under-17, Koita Cowboys 8 defeated Siabo Traders 4. Under-19, Koita Cowboys 6 defeated Bogie Dogs 5. Meanwhile, in the Hiri West female under-18 NRL Bid Pathway program, Team Blue 4 defeated Team Red 0. In the Open Women's Trials, Team Red 4 defeated Team Blue 0. Teams comprised a mixture of females from around the Hiri West zone and was also used as a trial to select the Hiri West side to participate in the Central Dabaris Women's Trials for the Central Dabaris Elite Women's Squad for this year's PNG NRL Women's Competition. In the under-18 schoolgirls division, girls are playing trials in Hiri West zone with players hoping to get a spot in the Hiri West Junior Select side to play other zones in the Central Dabaris Juniors program. It provides an opportunity for aspiring young girls to get noticed by selectors to get into the NRL Bid Academy program. Furthermore, females selected in the Open Women's category will make up the elite squad, Dabaris women's side, for the 2025 Digital ExxonMobil Cup. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Matildas' momentum is at an all-time high after last year's Women's World Cup, with the team's success inspiring more than 1,000 South Australian women and girls to sign up to play soccer for the first time. But while local clubs welcome the boost, they say more needs to be done to sustain growth in the sport.
It's game night for the Adelaide Jaguars, one of several South Australian soccer clubs experiencing the Matildas effect.
When the Matildas came on, I just started playing. All girls are playing because they like soccer.
Not just girls, it's women too.
I thought, am I too old for this or not? You know, and I thought, no, I'm going to give it a go.
About 120 new players joined the Jags this year, with the Matildas' World Cup success inspiring many.
The massive impact that they've had in the last 12 months over the World Cup certainly probably brought another, I would say, 100 people in, so probably another 30% to the club.
It's a phenomenon across the state.
65 new teams from 23 to 24, which is a fantastic outcome off the back of the World Cup.
1, 2, 3, Jags!
But some clubs, like the Jags, say they can't keep up with skyrocketing demand.
We've turned away about 100 players from Adelaide Jaguars because we are at capacity.
Bronnie Brooks says her club struggles to recruit coaches, and despite being the biggest female-only soccer club in SA, it doesn't have its own club room.
All of those, basic club needs, we just don't have at this facility.
During the Women's World Cup last year, the South Australian Government and Football SA announced they would spend $18 million over 3 years on women's sport. $10 million was quarantined for soccer.
The government received 62 applications in the first round of the grant program, but only 13 came from soccer clubs or other organisations seeking to improve women's soccer facilities. The Jags say they weren't eligible to apply for an infrastructure grant as the club doesn't have landowner consent.
They are eligible to apply, but they do have an issue around a permanent home. And I've asked my office and the Office for Recreation, Sport and Racing to work with them.
The Jags say their search for a permanent home continues.
We're hopeful that in the next 12 months, perhaps, whatever that looks like, we will latch onto a piece of space that we can create our own home for.
A hope shared by hundreds of inspired soccer players.
The East New Britain Egmac Gurias showed no mercy for the luckless PRK Gulf ESO, scoring 7 unanswered tries for their 38-0 victory on Sunday at the Santos National Football Stadium. The big win now propels the Gurias to take second spot on the competition table with 9 points after round 7 of the Digital ExxonMobil Cup race, just 8 points shy of the first-placed PRK Mendy Muruks, who are on 10 points.
From the outset, it was a battle of David and Goliath, considering the Gurias imposing heavy pack against their smaller and lighter ISO opponents, who relentlessly refused to back down and showed a lot of fighting spirit and courage to stay in the grind until end. Lacking size, height and experience, and without the services of key players, Captain Elikim Lukara, Kenny Lahore, Lem Eddy and Ezekiel Yaru in their lineup, it was going to be a tough day at the office for the Roger Laka coach side. Gurias had everything going for them from the get-go, given the wealth of experience, class and professionalism they displayed in their game. The injection of Gurias veteran 5'8" Ase Boas to partner Wesley Batari in the halves were well complemented by the man of the match, young Jeremiah Dixon, at dummy half to provide direction and control through the middle for the Gurias' formidable forward pack led by big Stephen Bruno, Simon Johnson, John Rugby Jr. and young prop Himsen Ulalom setting the platform for the team. Gurias' first 4 points came from debutant number 9 Jeremiah Dixon, darting out of dummy half to score 20 minutes into the first half. Centre winger Dominic Anis Jr. was next to score, extending Gurias' lead to 10 points just before half-time. ISO showed great resilience in both attack and defence, forcing Gurias into errors on a number of occasions. They had a number of scoring chances inside the Gurias' red zone, but really struggled to execute under pressure. The scoring spree continued in the second half when Gurias' reserve forward Justin Andrew picked up a loose ball to score, followed by tries to Batari and Boas before the speed machine Chris Benjamin took an intercept for a 90-meter dash to ISO's try line.
Oh, intercept taken here. Intercept taken here. No one's going to catch him. Chris Benjamin. Chris Benjamin's away to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. And a big dive and another try to the Gurias.
Gurias prop Stephen Bruno headed the icing on the cake with a late try to seal the match 38-0.
Obviously, we talk thank you, Lord. Coach for me, and trusting me, and putting me the first team. I'm just talking me, working on him, Lord. Just one time more forward, so it's the afternoon, so I'm back on one time. It's loving.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. Back to Jasmine with the weather.
And now the weather forecast. Southern, isolated showers and thunderstorms with windy conditions. Port Moresby, partly cloudy with possible brief showers at spots and inland thunderstorms. Momase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain over Morbe Province. Lae City, some rain showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Areas of rain and possible flooding along south coast of New Britain. Highlands, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, few showers. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots, reaching 34 to 47 knots at times. Bismarck Sea, seas slight to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots over southern to western sector. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daro to Kiwai Islands, to Kerama to Yule Island, to Hood Point to Samar Islands. Seas 2 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 to 4 meters along gale warning areas. Waters of Long Island to Medang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border. Seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 3 to 4 meters along gale warning areas. Waters of New Britain, sea 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2.5 to 3 meters along the western part. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Bye now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our